Welcome back to our channel, where we dive into the darkest corners of history. Today, we're exploring the chilling story of Gilles de Rais, a man whose name is synonymous with horror and depravity. Often regarded as the first serial killer in recorded history, his life story is as fascinating as it is disturbing. But who was Gilles de Rais? And how did a once noble figure descend into infamy? Join us as we unravel this dark tale. Early life. Gilles de Rais was born around 1405 in the small town of Machical, France. He came from a wealthy family. His father was a prominent knight, and his mother was a noblewoman. This noble lineage afforded him the privileges of wealth and education. As a child, Gilles was bright and inquisitive. His childhood, however, would take a dark turn after the death of his parents. Orphaned at a young age, he inherited a vast fortune, but the loss deeply affected him. Gilles was thrust into the tumultuous world of 15th century France, a time marred by the 100 Years' War. Despite the chaos, he became a formidable military leader and fought alongside the French army, even serving under the legendary Joan of Arc de Rais II power. His military prowess earned him the title of Baron and respect among his peers. But as the war came to an end, Gilles' fortunes began to change. He returned to Machical, where he spent lavishly, indulging in a life of extravagance. Gilles transformed his castle into a hub of debauchery, hosting grand feasts and inviting nobility from across the land. But beneath this facade of splendor lurked the darkness that would soon emerge. The descent into darkness, as his wealth dwindled due to his extravagant lifestyle. Gilles became increasingly desperate. His need for money led him to dabble in alchemy and the occult. This was a dangerous path, one that would intertwine with his darker inclinations. Rumors circulated about his strange experiments and dark rituals. But it wasn't until he began to engage with the most sinister elements of his psyche that he truly became a figure of horror. The crimes began. In the early 1430s, children began to vanish from the surrounding villages. At first, these disappearances were written off as tragic accidents or misfortune. However, as the numbers grew, whispers of Gilles' involvement began to circulate. Gilles reportedly lured young boys to his castle with promises of wealth, food, and safety. Once there, the horrific truth unfolded. He subjected them to unspeakable acts of violence. The exact number of victims remains unknown, but estimates suggest that he may have killed over 100 children. The brutality of these acts was shocking, even by the standards of the time. The capture, as rumors grew, so did the scrutiny around Gilles. In 1440, a series of accusations led to his arrest. His downfall began when a former accomplice turned against him, providing testimony that would seal his fate. The trial was a spectacle, drawing attention from all of France. Gilles de Rais, once a celebrated hero, was now an accused monster. The evidence was overwhelming, with witnesses detailing his horrific deeds. During the trial, Gilles denied many of the charges, claiming he was being persecuted for his wealth and power. But the testimonies were damning. The court documented accounts of torture, murder, and the occult practices he had engaged in. In 1440, Gilles de Rais was found guilty of heresy, witchcraft, and murder. He was sentenced to death, a fate that seemed fitting for a man who had plunged so deeply into darkness. The execution. On October 26, 1440, Gilles was executed by hanging. Before his death, he reportedly expressed remorse, but many questioned the sincerity of his words. His legacy lived on, becoming a cautionary tale, a reminder of how the thirst for power and indulgence can lead to unspeakable horrors. Legacy and cultural impact. The story of Gilles de Rais has inspired countless works of fiction, from literature to film. He is often portrayed as a quintessential villain, embodying the archetype of the tragic figure who falls from grace. His life has been studied by criminologists and historians alike, as they seek to understand the psyche of one of history's most notorious figures. Gilles de Rais serves as a chilling reminder of the capacity for darkness that exists within humanity. His story challenges us to confront the most unsettling aspects of our history and to understand the depths of human depravity. Thank you for joining us on this dark journey through history. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more chilling tales. Until next time, stay curious and beware the shadows.